I am currently a physical education teacher at Coomer Elementary School at the Governor Mifflin School District near Reading, Pennsylvania. I decided to do a audio-visual PowerPoint to discuss my experiences and goals for elementary PE. Once again, I appreciate being a member of this class. I'm so thankful that I was able to find something that fit my job description and that I felt like I could take something away from and learn from as well over the summer for my continuing education courses. Reflection and goals. That's what this PowerPoint is about. I'm going to reflect on my personal experiences participating in elementary physical education. I'm going to reflect on my teaching experience in the elementary physical education setting. I'm going to discuss what I hope to get out of this course, and I'm going to discuss what my goals are and learning objectives while taking this class. My parents, my stepdad and mom, were both in the military. My mom was in the Marine Corps. And my stepfather was in the Army, and they met in Germany. So before they met in Germany, I started kindergarten in upstate New York, about an hour outside of Buffalo, where my grandparents live on their farm they have up there, where my mom grew up with her 3 brothers. So I grew up as a military brat, and I moved around a lot because both of my parents were in the military. My mom did get out when she married my stepfather because he was an officer and she was enlisted. So she did eventually retire, but he stayed in, committed full-time. So we moved around a lot. I went to multiple elementary schools, 4 different middle schools. Finally, just decided that I would go to a military boarding school in Georgia to do high school, so I stayed in one spot. So I attended elementary school in New York, Germany, and Virginia. My physical education experience was different at each school. I started kindergarten in New York, living with my grandparents. I then moved to Wiesbaden, Germany with my mom because she was stationed there for the Marine Corps. I finished kindergarten and completed 1st and 2nd grade in Germany. I moved back to the States. My mom had met my stepfather, so she and him were looking for a townhouse to buy in Northern Virginia. So I started 3rd grade back at my grandparents' farm in New York. And then once they found a house, I moved in with them and started in the middle of 3rd grade with my teacher, Mr. Short, at Springwoods Elementary School in Woodbridge, Virginia. And there I finished 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade. Physical education, elementary physical education in New York. The Little Valley School District at the time, it's combined now with another school district, but at the time, Little Valley School District by itself, it's very tiny, very small. My experience was brief, half of kindergarten and half of 3rd grade, but I do remember my PE class experience. We used wooden scooter boards a lot with no handles. There was always injuries, but there were always a lot of fun. And they were used year-round, especially in the wintertime, because there's some brutal winters up there in upstate New York. The grade level teachers rotated and taught PE. So we never knew what we were going to get. There was not a full-time PE teacher there. Once again, it was a small school district at the time, and this was in the 1980s. It was fun, but not very skill or sport oriented. We did not use any fitness testing. I don't remember any locomotor skill development or learning any basic rules or etiquette for sports. We focused on sportsmanship, having fun, playing tag, riding scooters, doing scooter games and races mainly. That was the foundation of my PE experience in New York. My elementary physical education experience in Germany. My experience living and going to school in Germany was awesome. We spent a lot of time learning about the culture, language, and food. I attended Heidelberg Elementary School in Wiesbaden. This was a Department of Defense education activity school for military families. We would go outside as much as possible. Nature hikes were part of the curriculum. If the weather was nice, we were outside doing stations, fitness testing, games, sports. Unless the weather was really bad, we were outside. Once again, we also took a lot of nature hikes, explored cultural sites. Learning the German language and culture was a large part of the curriculum in my experience. And I do remember I apologize for my dogs. I do remember some language, talking and speaking in German. And then, hold on. And I'm back. I do remember some of those counting to 10, some other words in German. That was a huge part. There was also a lot of playgrounds that we utilized on the campus there at Heidelberg Elementary School and the local middle school and high school. Soccer is the #1 sport in Germany, and we did a lot of time playing soccer, learning how to play properly, all positions, even goalie. You know, sport is a big thing, and also riding bikes in Germany as well. We were learning how to ride bikes at a young age, part of the curriculum. That was what I remember from my experience in Germany. Physical education in Northern Virginia. Once I started going to school in Northern Virginia, PE became an important influence in my life. Miss Patente was my PE teacher, and she was great. Every lesson was very organized, exciting, fun, meaningful, goal-oriented, and age-appropriate. Miss P is one of the main reasons I became a PE teacher myself. Funny story, my first elementary teaching position was at Springwoods Elementary, and I was taking over for Mrs. Patente. So that was a cool experience. She was leaving Springwoods, and I had taught 1 year middle school in South Carolina, then attended Georgia Southern for my graduate degree, and applied at my alma mater, Springwoods Elementary. Saw that she was leaving and happened to get the job, so that was neat. And I also met my wife there at Springwoods Elementary, so neat story. Fitness testing was a huge part of learning, and earning our Presidential Physical Fitness Award was very important to all the students. We didn't want to get the national badge, we wanted that Presidential Fitness badge. I clearly remember practicing and performing the shuttle run, the 1 mile run, pull-ups, curl-ups, and the V-sit and reach. We also got to climb the huge rope up to the ceiling when the mats were placed on the floor. Now that's a liability these days, so we don't really have rope climbing in elementary PE. Locomotor movements and key movement skills were a key foundation and basis for our games and activities as well. So Ms. Patente ran a pretty awesome PE program, and she gave me a lot of helpful hints, notes, field day ideas when she left and I was taking over. She was a huge part of my success early on when I started teaching elementary PE, and I owe it all to her. PE in Northern Virginia Part 2. We played a lot of games that worked on certain sports skills such as throwing, catching, kicking, passing, using our hand-eye coordination. We played scooter games using decent plastic scooters with handles. They went a lot faster than the wooden ones from New York. Field day was an awesome experience full of wonderful games and activities that were fun, fair, competitive, and cooperative, and also worked on sportsmanship. So we had some competitive aspects to it, but nothing crazy, so a little bit of everything. And the main event was the All-County Elementary PE Challenge at the end of the year, competing against the other elementary schools in Prince William County. And the best students in certain events qualified. I always qualified for the shuttle run and the mile run. 1 year I was the champion for the mile run. I'm proud of that still to this day. These were, great memories that helped shape my mind frame about what a great elementary PE experience is. Elementary physical education teaching experience. I am currently K-12 certified in PE and health. I earned my bachelor's degree in health and PE from Virginia Tech. I earned my master's of science degree in kinesiology from Georgia Southern University. I've taught physical education and health for 15 years. Most of my career has been at the elementary level. I really enjoy the elementary age group and have a blast teaching it, and I just enjoy the kids' enthusiasm. I currently teach right now pre-K through 4th grade at Creamery Elementary School for the Governor Mifflin School District. I also have 8 years of adapted elementary PE experience. This past year was the first year that I did not teach adapted PE in 8 years. They actually ended up moving life skills and autistic support to other schools. My teaching experience continued. Teaching elementary age students is very hard work, but also I find it very fulfilling. The excitement in each child's eyes when they walk into the gym and see the equipment or activity set up is amazing. They're always, in awe, like, oh, that's awesome. What are we playing? I can't wait to play. In my experience, I can always modify or adapt my lessons so that each student can find a way to enjoy what I am teaching. I understand that not all students are athletically gifted, as some are, but I believe that each student can learn and enjoy their physical education class. I focus on sportsmanship, cooperation, teamwork, fitness, and use locomotor-based movements to establish a solid physical activity base and foundation. I find that this works for all elementary age groups, especially the younger groups. Right now, my school has been awarded from the state 2 pre-K classes, and I'm the only elementary PE teacher in our district that teaches pre-K. And I had a couple years when I worked on Quantico Marine Corps base teaching pre-K as well. So you really got to focus on locomotor skill movement with those young guys. Elementary PE is very important because it's the first stage or phase for students to learn the basic sports skills, fundamentals, rules, and protocols. It is my job to teach them what they need to know and set them up for success as they move on to the intermediate and secondary levels. Elementary physical education strategies. Obviously, right now really big is having a growth mindset. That's key when teaching elementary age students. Don't be afraid to take a chance. The students should also not be afraid to fail. Keep trying. Don't say I can't do it, say I can't do it yet. I need to determine what is age and developmentally appropriate for each student in a safe environment while following our PE curriculum. What do I need to modify or adapt so the students can successfully contribute and benefit from each lesson? Maximum participation and effort in an exciting environment, developing a culture of care and respect, following rules and safety procedures, and establishing a solid physical activity/fitness base to lead a healthy and active lifestyle that will benefit their future. I want to introduce them to activities that they can do for a lifetime, so they can see that the benefits of being active and eating healthy and being healthy will benefit them for years to come. I need to develop appropriate assessment techniques and tools to properly evaluate each student throughout the school year. I also need to ensure that a culture of learning, responsibility, care, safety, communication, and cooperation is being established in my PE classes and health classes to enhance the elementary physical education experience for each child. My goals and my future in elementary physical education. I am thankful I was able to find this continuous education course through Fresno Pacific because it directly relates to what I teach. That doesn't always happen when I'm looking for courses in the summer. My future will consist of teaching elementary PE, but what will it look like or entail? Will technology, COVID, another pandemic, our ever-changing curriculums, budgetary crisis and issues, things of that nature, all could have an impact on what or how we teach PE. I do firmly believe that children need PE or physical activity every day, and that cutting it back or out at all, or cutting it out completely will have a devastating negative impact on the youth we see and teach today. Elementary PE plays an integral role in the development of healthy, active, and intelligent students. And right now, once again, I'm reiterating, I am trying to teach them and show them how to be healthy and active for a lifetime. I'm going to finish up with my main goals. For this course, I would like to learn how to better incorporate technology in the elementary PE setting if possible. I would like to learn about some new and fresh lesson activities or just exciting games that other students in this class or you might know about to keep the kids actively engaged and excited. Strategies to defend my PE program to administrators who walk in and don't understand what's going on or what we're focusing on and what we do for a living. And what is a proper breakdown of units in an elementary PE school year? How many fitness components units are we going to do? How many sport-oriented skills and games? I know we have to do the skill work fundamentals first before we get to the games. But how much of the year do we spend on that? How much cooperation and teamwork, which is usually one of my first units I do, health lessons, etc. I would like to learn how to properly balance all the vital components of a solid PE program to ensure growth and success for each of my students. I'm always willing to try new things, adapt, and overcome. So if something doesn't work, fix it, make it better, or try something else. So those are some of my main goals and things I would like to learn about throughout this course, and I'm gonna put my max effort into this class and hopefully get some more out of it. But anyway, I hope you enjoy my presentation, and I appreciate all your time and help. Thank you.